So we're joined today by Suzy, who heads up loyalty for the DRG Group, so a restaurant group. So you've got a loyalty program that is across all the brands, right?
Yes.
How technically, how does it work?
So basically, I was brought on in October 2024 to look at a solution of loyalty for the restaurant group, knowing that the challenge was we've got multi-units in multi-cities, multi-brands. So what kind of loyalty program can we create that is going to feel like it works across the whole group?
But then I guess individual
per
as well.
Unit, exactly, per brand within the unit. So that was my kind of challenge, exactly. So I came in and we did actually have an existing loyalty program called DRG Plus.
Yeah.
So affiliated with the kind of the mother brand, if you like.
Yeah, love it. Yeah.
But that didn't really resonate with the customers that were dining in a Cafe Andaluz or an Amarone or the Anchor line, for example. So
a bit too corporate.
It was too corporate, so we needed to kind of look at a solution that looked like if you went into one of our restaurants, that loyalty program was for that restaurant, but also allowed you access to all the others. So came up with the concept of restaurant rewards, which is the name of our loyalty program. So basically it is what it says on the tin. Exactly.
People like simplicity, don't they?
I love it. And
don't complicate things.
Definitely. So we've got restaurant rewards, and restaurant rewards is the kind of loyalty brand name, and then but for every single restaurant, it's iterated for that restaurant. So there'll be restaurant rewards at Cafe Andaluz. So all of the brand colours for Cafe Andaluz and the
So
imagery.
do you check in? Is that how it works? You check in on the app?
Well, actually, no, but that's the next stage of our app. So at the moment, we don't have
that
a check-in
too.
functionality, but that is our next iteration. That's what we're going to be doing moving forward. So we basically relaunched under Restaurant Rewards in April last year.
Yeah.
And so we've not done a full year yet. At the time of launch in April, we also launched the app to coincide, and we've seen really strong uptake of the app, and great momentum from the existing sort of DRG customers becoming part of Restaurant Rewards and signing in with the app, but also with the launch in each of our brands, a whole host of new customers and sign-ups.
I'm interested to know what your take is on physical cards in any industry, I guess, versus full-on app. Because certainly when I was involved in the program that I led, we made the very firm decision, no cards. But I know that there are other brands that have got that as a bit of a legacy, and they're a bit worried as to whether they're going to turn off customers, and what do you think the future is?
Yeah, I mean, I would
space?
say no. So we don't have a physical card. When we were first looking at relaunching the loyalty program, it was one of those things that came up because the point today in the seminars that have been going on, the UK market's still like a physical plastic card.
Yeah, they do.
But actually, I think we're starting to see less of that. We have had a very strong uptake to our app, which suggests differently. Also, I think customers are just getting a little bit more used to technology.
I think there is a line, isn't there, where you've got to kind of go with the times, and that's the future.
Absolutely, and we do have a lot of an older demographic actually.
Yeah. I did as well.
And some of that just comes down to purely training your teams, in our bricks and mortar locations, making sure that they're assisting customers. We've picked
That's a big part of it, isn't it?
100% is.
It's working with your customers and educating them, isn't it?
Definitely, but also educating your teams. So making sure that they know how to help the customers get onto the app in a really quick and easy way. We've also kept that sign-up process really simple. So we're not taking too much time from the customer to sign up. We're not asking too many questions at that joining. That's a
bit of a hiccup, isn't it? That some some people? Have they asked too much
Don't
up front?
ask everything up front. Just get the core details. You know, what do you really need? Name, email address. And for us, we need birthday.
It's a reason to contact them later, though, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is. But
tell us more about
you know, you can drown in data, I think, a little bit as well. I think let's just get the, you know, the basics, and then if you need something further down the line, don't ask for too much from the customer up front. We do ask for birthday, which some customers are maybe not as happy with, but it's only to be able to give them one of their benefits, which is a birthday treat, which our customers love.
Love it.
Actually,
love a cake.
Even if you're not going out a lot celebrating these days in restaurants, people still go out for their birthday.
They do.
So, you know, it's great to capture them at that moment of celebration. Yeah.
Amazing. So you've been on this journey with DRG Group for nearly 18 months.
Yes.
16, 18
Absolutely.
months. So I have done this with all my guests, and it's the ta-da moment. What is your ta-da moment? What are you most proud of to celebrate in your? I mean,
quite honestly, I think just seeing it all coming to life, you know, from coming in with an initial concept that we wanted to do something that was going to work well across all of the brands. I think we've really successfully achieved that.
Yeah,
and you
sounds
can see
like
that
it's like a chameleon.
Yeah. And you know, there's not been any sort of drop off yet. We're still sort of signing customers up every month. You know, we're getting great feedback through our feedback forms. So customers are asked how they're enjoying the programme, and you know, that's fantastic to know that you know, the teams are really working with it well. I think sort of personally going round and working with the teams, training the teams. You know, helping them to understand why a loyalty programme is important to the business, but also why it's important for the customer, you know, and for our teams within our restaurants. So has there been one big ta-da moment? No, but what I can say is we sort of started off with kind of 7 of the brands and brought them into, or 8 of the brands and brought them into the programme back in April, and then we've added another 4 brands in October. So we've had sort of 2 launches within a year. We're going to be adding more brands, so we're building momentum with our loyalty programme because it's built momentum.
And has the group got any plans to grow beyond Scotland?
Yes, so at the moment we're in Edinburgh, Glasgow, Aberdeen, Newcastle, but as I said, you know, the owners are really meaningful buyers, and they look at expanding where is right. So yes, we're looking at other cities and outside of Scotland.
And do you see any difference in loyalty behaviour from Scotland to England or Wales?
We've got a bigger concentration in Glasgow, for example.
Yeah, of course.
So, you know, a lot of people have been dining with us within our brands for a very long time.
They know you, don't they?
Whereas somewhere like Newcastle, we've just got Cafe Andaluz, but believe me, the customers there love us. So it's a bit difficult to compare just because it's not really like for like.
And back to what you were saying about the frequency of your customer visiting the restaurant, and obviously I would imagine one of your big objectives is to try and get them to come more.
I think the objective of any loyalty programme, whatever it is, I've worked for Dobby's Garden Centres, for Intercontinental Hotel Group, for Parsival, you know, every loyalty programme's objective is frequency. Any marketing objective should be frequency.
What tools are you using in your toolbox to, you know, we talk a lot about personalisation. What's your approach and strategy to that to help with that process?
Well, part of it is the benefits that we have within the loyalty programme itself. So we're a points-based loyalty programme essentially. So we give 5% back on the food bill that you would use from your next visit. So every time you come and dine with us,
so how many points do you have to get?
So it's like a pound a point or whatever. So it's a very simple
very transactional, value orientated.
Yeah, exactly. So that makes it really easy for the customer to see what they're getting back straight away, and it encourages the next visit immediately. We also have a welcome bonus, so a sign-up bonus. So it's £10 welcome bonus on after your first visit. So immediately that's encouraging someone to come back another time to spend that £10, and then we're doing ongoing vouchers in the wallets to entice people to come back sooner. So everything is about that next visit, basically.
So there's a bit about value, but there's also, do you have anything on top of that sort of value exchange from an experience perspective that you're looking at? Because, we talked a lot today about sort of emotional connection and
absolutely
going on beyond that sort of transactional value
our
exchange.
teams really kind of bring that to life.
That's
and
nice.
For me a loyalty program, yes, it's about frequency and about average transaction value and that kind of thing, but it is very much about recognition as well, isn't it?
Yes.
We want to know who our frequent customers are, so that we can thank them, so that we can give them that extra kind of special
it's building
service.
a relationship, isn't it?
100%. Yeah, absolutely. And we want to build relationships with our customers. We also want to if customers are going to be dining out, we want to be capturing that share of wallet, and we want them to dine out within our ecosystem of restaurants as well.
One last question. How are you measuring success? How well have you done? Sorry, there's a follow-up question.
That's okay. Yeah. How are we measuring success? So, we have various different KPIs that we're looking at. We certainly look at sign-up, so acquisition, so what customers new members are we bringing in every month. But actually more to that, it's not just a numbers, it's not just a collection of numbers we're looking for. We want quality over quantity. So for us it's active members, like who has been with us for the last 12 months,
that as well,
and over just a huge database of legacy people that have been kicking around for years. So really it's that 12-month
how many
active
times
membership,
are they engaging,
and how many times are they coming to us, and then when they're coming, what are they spending, versus a non-member, for example. So we can look at that data as well, and then sort of share of sales. So out of all of the customers that are coming through the doors, what percentage of those customers are loyalty? And likewise, of those customers that are loyalty, which ones are responding to our feedback surveys, and what are they saying about our program, and using all of those data points to help us with the next iteration of the loyalty program. So really about sort of continually improving the loyalty program and learning from what we're doing, because bearing in mind we have really just been running as Restaurant Rewards since April.
I mean, I've interviewed a lot of people for the podcast, and there are quite a few quite early on in their journey, so it's quite difficult for them to tell me, here's the data to say this many were signed up, and here's the results, here's the impact. You need a bit of time, don't you?
You do.
Loyalty doesn't happen overnight, does it?
Absolutely not. I mean, loyalty is definitely a long game.
It's a long game.
You've got to have to explain that a lot in the business as well.
Do.
We're here for the long run. You've invested all this money, but it's this is a long game. But yes, also I would say within this first year is very much a test and learn period as well. We're just new to an app as much as we are to this new program. So this is our chance to kind of see what's working, what resonates with the customer, what do they like, what do they not like, and listening across feedback from our stores. So they are obviously in direct.
It's a constant cycle, isn't it?
It really is,
feedback and implementation.
Indeed. And I think you've got to be kind of constantly iterating, listening, changing, and also really acknowledging that not everything is possible. And I think that's one of the things that we've learned. Not everything's going to work.
There will be failures.
I think to the point at the beginning of the conversation, we talked about simplicity. And actually, I think simplicity is key in a lot of these things.
True.
Don't muddy up your offers with too many terms and conditions, or make sure that the offer is easy for the customer to understand.
It's back to that old age concept of trust, isn't it? You know, you're building a opportunity to have a relationship with your customer, and it is all about trust. And as soon as you start throwing things that's confusing, that they lose that trust.
Yeah.
And the loyalty program is permission, isn't it, to have that conversation with a customer?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thank you,
Suzy, for being one of my first guests on Utter Loyalty.
Yeah.
Really pleased. And I look forward to watching what you do next with your loyalty program at DRG Group. And,
thank you very much.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thanks
so
Suzy.
much.